Hello and welcome to my community on Afrocentric Television Channel 27.9. My name is Kolawole Akinmuyiwa. I remain your host. This is that TV station that revolves around the Africans in diaspora, especially to those of us in the Houston metro area and by extension, the global community. We focused on, changing the narratives, and we can't afford to let anyone else write our story. Today, we're going to be talking about, events and, in the Houston metro area, and of course, things that can be much more beneficial to you as an individual, an organization, and or self-employed person or personality can even be affected by this. So we want to talk about currencies during this summer period in the Houston area and things you can do to help yourself. Today, on the first segment, we're going to be talking to one of our friends to the studio. He actually volunteered to help us with the award show that we had, the Ahed Awards for the organizations in 2024. And he played a significant role in that. And as such, we got to understand that he has something that the community can benefit from. Not just Africans, not just African Americans, not just the Caucasian, not just the Indian Americans, not just the Native Americans, not just Mexicans, or whatever race you want to identify as. Everyone, when I say everyone, everyone can benefit from this. We're talking to Mr. Joseph, Joe, we call it Joe Ojuku. And he is the CEO of Gladiola Resources Inc.
Yes.
Is a real as a real estate. I'm so used to real estate. Forgive me. Is an insurance agent and a broker. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ole.
So, Mr. Wale, that you just called me now might trigger something. Yes, my name is. I try to, there's a differentiation between it's Kola Wale. The Wale
Okay.
part I have borrowed, the CEO of Afrocentric. I let him
Mm-hmm.
have it
Okay.
just so we can, be on the same page. And the short form of me is Kola. The full of me is Kola. So I'm the one that encompass him into me.
Into the
There
wallet.
you go. So that's just what it is. How are you today?
I'm all right. I'm doing great.
Thanks for coming to our studio today. And as an insurance agent and a broker, tell us what we need to know as a people, as a community in the Houston area, and what kind of benefit we can get as regards to our health.
All right. Thank you so much for that question. I do appreciate that. So basically, the community can actually gain from the Affordable Care Act, which is called the Marketplace, which is also called the Obamacare. You know,
Mm.
it's been in existence since 2010. It was a reform that our the ex-president then Barack Obama initiated, and it's been going on good. But a lot of people don't have knowledge of what it is about, how they can benefit from it, open enrollment and close enrollment, special enrollment, qualifications. So there are a whole lot of things that I need to bring to the knowledge of the people about Marketplace Obamacare.
I love it. So this is why we're here today, guys. So he's talking about the Obamacare. That's the Affordable Care Act,
Yes,
which
correct.
was enacted or came into existence in 2010
Yes.
during the Obama presidency. However, most of the people in our community have no idea who qualifies for it, who doesn't qualify for it, or if it's still open or
Hmm.
if it's closed.
Hmm.
Can you let us in on who can benefit from it. I know I mentioned in my intro, I mentioned that it's anybody and everybody can benefit, and I'm sure because from my interaction with people and yourself, I get to understand that it's subsidized, right? That means it's income based, and it's not everybody that can qualify for it. You can
Hmm.
qualify for it based on if you are within an income threshold, right?
Hmm.
So can you open that up to our people just so they have an understanding. And so for those that have never or thought that it's closed, can see if they qualify or they can qualify for it or not.
Okay, thank you so much for that question. I do appreciate that. So basically, it is yes, it's income based. The income base is just a portion of it. Whether you're making 100,000 now or 200,000 per annum, you can still qualify for that. But the income base in it is based on the amount of subsidy that you are going to get from the government.
Mm.
So the price of the insurance is the price of the insurance. Let's go for an example. A United Health insurance plan is $500. If you get a subsidy of $460,
So you're only going to be
that
paying
you're
forty
only going
dollars.
to pay $40. If you get a subsidy of $300, which is the premium, you're only going to pay $200.
Makes sense.
So there is no open or closed window on the income, on the amount. All you have to do is to reach out, and then we run a quote, and I will tell you what you are qualified based on the income. Another thing that people did not understand about it is that the more people you have in your household, the more subsidy you get.
Mm.
Let's take an example now. Let's say you're a single young man and you're making 100, right?
Mm-hmm.
The government believe that okay, you're making 100, they might not give you more subsidy
Right.
because you are spending the whole $100,000 per annum a year.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you have a family of a wife and 4 kids, and you are the
Are you
breadwinner,
talking about me directly now?
yeah, I'm using you as an example.
How did you not have 4 children?
Oh Lord, well, I just guess that.
Hmm.
So now, when you have a wife and 4 kids and you're the breadwinner, let's take an instance.
So that in this case, head of household.
Head of household
Mhm.
and the breadwinner. Now, the government is putting into consideration 100,000. Your 4 kids got to feed, the wife got to feed, you got to buy clothes, you got to do other expenses, you got to do other things for them. And then while in that process, you're not spending that alone. The house you're going to live in
Mm.
as a single man could be just a bedroom, but with a family, you need a home,
A bigger
a
home,
bigger
a bigger
home.
space.
So
Yeah.
those expenses are what are incorporated into the amount of
So
subsidy
they are
that you're going to
factored
get.
in to
Yes. So
for
that's number one on
consideration.
the income. So income shouldn't be something that would scare anybody away
Gotcha.
because you have to ask, you have to look at it,
So
and then
because you realize that a lot of people they are self-employed,
hmm
right? Because a lot of times people can get insurance from
hmm
their company or
hmm
through their company,
hmm
and they pay a whole lot of money because
hmm
insurance is not cheap, right, in
hmm
America. However, can they still qualify for Obamacare or the Affordable Care Act if and cancel the one with their company if the comparison is
hmm
worth it? If the difference, let's say for instance, with Obamacare, I'm only on a monthly basis for a year. I'm only going to be paying $50.
hmm
However, at the job, I'm paying 140.
hmm
Is it advisable to see if there's a possibility for you to do a comparison to analyze it and compare both
hmm
of them and see comparative analysis? That's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
To see which is going to be much more beneficial for me as an individual, and also if I am self-employed.
hmm
Usually there are different companies that throw benefits to people that say, okay, I work with this body, HAR or something like that, and
hmm
we are introducing healthcare to people
hmm
that are self-employed in the real estate field, in the certain field. Do you guys also have something through the Obamacare for self-employed folks?
Yes. Basically, yes. Obamacare is it came up from when they noticed that a lot of people could not afford private insurance, and a lot of people could not afford the one on the group insurance because it's called group insurance. Company insurance is called
Right, it is
insurance that
group
is group
insurance.
insurance right now. So now that idea came up because almost 60 46% of people didn't have insurance.
Oh, wow.
Some of them didn't even like the job they were doing, but they have to stuck in the job because of the
Insurance,
insurance.
yeah.
Some of them do have underlying illness, and the companies that were having the private insurance did not agree to get them enrolled because of the underlying.
Mm,
Now, with this, yes, back to your question, yes, you can. When you decide to make a comparison and see that the group insurance is costing you a lot,
mm-hmm.
you come on the marketplace to see what marketplace is offering you, right? There is an there is a space right there where you have to make that decision of choosing a marketplace over your group insurance. And then for the people that have self-employed, yes, you can also look into it. It's all individual basis.
Fantastic. So, what kind of insurance do you offer? Because we mainly be talking about health insurance, right?
Mhm.
Does it cover health, dental, and vision?
Yes, it does cover. It does cover on the marketplace. Does cover health and dental, but also it does have vision for kids. Between some of the plans do have coverage for kids between the age of 0 to 19 years old.
Oh, 19.
Yes, and then we still have other companies that we're affiliated with that sell vision privately without the subsidy. So basically, everything
Oh,
is just a
okay.
private company, but the government is not subsidizing some of these prices, and that's why it
So
become cheaper.
people can come for different packages. So
Mm-hmm.
health and vision, health and dental, or the entire package,
Correct.
right? So now, excuse me, who qualifies for it? We've been talking now. We've been talking about um, Obamacare,
Mm-hmm.
how people can get involved, how people can benefit from it, and things like that. But then, and then in my opinion, I thought it was going to be income based, which it is income based, however, but the income is not going to be um, a factor of how much you make for the
Yes.
government to subsidize it,
Mm-hmm.
and the number of household, the number of people in your household, and
Correct.
things like that. However, who else can qualify to? If I'm a green card holder, a
Mm-hmm.
permanent resident, am
Mm-hmm.
I qualified to apply for it? If I'm a U.S. citizen, am I qualified to apply for it? If I'm on a visa, let's say I'm a student, I'm on an F1 visa or H1 2 or H1B2, something like that visa or any kind of
Mm-hmm.
visa. Can you tell us who amongst all of these or can qualify for such insurance?
Yes. Everybody who is legally admitted in the United States qualifies for it. Once you legally admitted into the United States, you qualify to have a health insurance.
But you have to have a, don't you have to have the social security number?
Yes, you have to have a social security number, but that is not a the most of the criteria. Social security is required to look into your income,
Mm,
right?
okay.
So if you are, let's say, let me give an example now. Let's say you're a U.S. citizen and then your wife is not a U.S. citizen. You're the one who is working. Well, they're not going to pull any income from her, and she doesn't have a social security yet, but she
Mm,
is legally authorized. She is legally
under
admitted.
me.
Yes, under you. Now you can bring your income. We don't have to run her income,
I see.
so she doesn't have a social, but she is legally here, and she's legally admitted within F1 visa or J1 visa or any kind of visa, right? Or asylum or any of those admission.
Mm.
She would get the plan under you being the head of household. Yes, they all qualify.
Say, for instance, I just been newly admitted into the university, into the United States,
Hmm.
and I barely got my social security number. Let's say I got my social security card a week ago.
Hmm.
Am I automatically eligible to enroll, to
Correct.
apply rather?
Yes, because you're eligible to enroll because this is an estimate of those years' income.
Mm.
We are not talking about what you made in 2023. This is an estimate of what you think you're going to make this year. So we're still in June. So you could get your social security today, get your work authorization right now. I have a whole lot of my clients that just have work authorization and social security.
I don't
Now
have their
we
green
go with
card
this.
just yet.
Yes, they
Okay.
don't have their green card yet. So we go with estimate of the job they're going to get, how much they are
Oh,
estimating to
estimate.
get,
Okay,
and
got
we
you.
run
Okay.
a quote based off of that.
Okay.
Yes.
So, with this insurance, and that's something that happens, when an organization or a group, offers you insurance. There's an
Mhm.
enrollment period,
Mhm.
right? So, and then once it closes, and
Mhm.
then you have to wait till the following year. Even if you
Mhm.
want to edit or change,
Mhm.
your insurance, you wait to the next enrollment period. It might not
Mhm.
always be true
Mhm.
for every group, but at least for what I know, that's what happens. With yours, not when I say yours, I mean with the Obamacare Act,
Mhm.
with the Affordable Care Act. What is the enrollment period, and does it close? Are there open enrollments? Because I see a lot of people, even on Instagram and social media generally, they talk about open enrollment, and
Mhm.
do we have a period where you have to enroll? And if yes, when? If not, are there period in time where you can enroll even after the enrollment period is over?
Yes. That is one of the major messages that I'm trying to pass around. Mostly to our people. They have open enrollment. Open enrollment in the state of Texas starts from November the 1st to January the next year, the 16th. After open
Mm,
enrollment, when the open enrollment is closed, now people think that they cannot get insurance again. No, they have what they call special enrollment. It goes round the clock. From the January 16th, it's gonna go round till
November 1st
November
again.
1st again. Then open enrollment kicks in there. Now people don't understand that, and that's a major message I've been trying to create that
So what's the
awareness now.
difference between both open enrollment and special enrollment?
All right, now on open enrollment, everybody qualifies in now. Special enrollment, there are different categories or different things that do qualify you to get enrolled under the special enrollment. Now, let me give you
Mm,
examples. When you move from out of a zip code, you stay in Harris, you move to Fort Bend, the plan that you have might not be comparable with the one in Fort Bend. So
oh, I
that's
see.
already
Okay.
triggered a special enrollment for you. You move from California to Texas, out of state, that triggers a special enrollment for you. When your income, a single household, your income is about 21,000,
Mm,
that triggered a special enrollment for you because you're under the 150 threshold. So that's already triggered a special enrollment. A family of two, 29,000 triggered a special enrollment. Family of three, 39,000 triggered a special enrollment. Now, other things that can qualify you is loss of job, your insurance from your job, a new baby, divorce, marriage, all those out of incarceration, all those things are the things that can qualify you under special enrollment. But the major part of it is, the most part that people use it to qualify is the under the low income, average low income, and other things. Yes, they do qualify. So people don't know that there's special enrollment around the clock. They just feel like after closing enrollment, there is no hope again, and that's the message we're trying to pass across. You can, even if you don't like your doctor, you can change. If you get into the special
mm.
enrollment, any of these triggers on the special enrollment, you can change. Yes.
So, well, guys, our time is fast spent, and I would like to round up by, asking Mr. Joseph Ojuku to tell us how they can reach you if peradventure any of our viewers wants to enroll
Mm-hmm.
in this affordable health care
Mm-hmm.
that you're presenting to them now, knowing now that it doesn't matter if it's between the quarter, which is the 2.5 months slated for it, which is between the November
November
1st
1st,
and January
16th.
16th,
Yes.
that there's opportunity for them to still enroll between even that January 16th up
Mm-hmm.
until the November 1st, within the
Mm-hmm.
time frame they
Mm-hmm.
can enroll. So if you will, please let us know how people can reach your audience can reach you, and if they want to enroll, if your phone number, email, even if it's social media handle, you want to leave out there for them so they can at least reach out to you if they need a service.
All right. They can call me on my office number, the 281-677-0349. And then I can also be reached through the email, info@gladularesources.com. The website is also www.gladularesources.com. Those are the ways to reach out to me. And we can also always run you a quote and see what we're up against and see what you qualify for, and to get you the best health coverage.
Fantastic. Thank you so very much, guys. In summary, you can get insured. Don't wait till you're sick or something significant, or something major comes up. You can take advantage of these healthcare services to get your annual physical, to get checked up, to see a doctor, to whatever it is that you are, you can take advantage of within the health sector. They will be more than happy to help you. Again, his name is Mr. Joe. We call him Joe again. Against Joseph Chuku. He's a licensed insurance agent and broker. He's the MD and CEO, like we call it in Nigeria, MD and CEO. Yeah, he's the CEO of, he's the owner of Glajola Resources Incorporated. So, and his phone number is 281-677-0349. The email address is info@glajolaresources.com, and the website is www.glajolaresources.com. Please patronize him, get insured, take care of yourself. Health, we say, is wealth, because no matter how hard you work, it will tell on your body if you don't take care of yourself. So, one of the best ways to take care of yourself is to see a doctor if you experience any kind of ailment, and by so doing, get your insurance,
Yeah,
get insured. It helps you, and instead of coming
follow up
out
with
with
the doctors and all that.
a lump sum of money for
Hmm.
your hospital bill, your insurance would have offset a whole lot, off of it, and that's if you have co-pays and stuff. So please be insured, stay safe, be well, and stay connected. We will be right back. Thank you. Hello and welcome back to my community on Afrocentric TV channel 27.9. I remain your host, Kolawole Akinmuyiwa. On this next segment, we will be talking about our past events and the event that is coming up, and hosted by Afrocentric Television channel 27.9, of course. And from our subsequent events, you would realize that at a particular point in time, we choose not just because we want to choose who is more favorable to us, but because of their impact to the community. Here in the Houston area, we choose prominent Africans, not just Nigerians, African Americans, and the likes, to join us as we celebrate ourselves and award them with a honor that is due to them. We do that, gracefully, and the community has been supportive of it. And the next one we do, which is the second towards the last quarter of the year, which is usually in October, is what we call the EVA Awards. It's for the excellent values and the achievement of people, organizations, individuals, businesses, and just name it, in different categories. And with that, you get to nominate, people for different categories. And at that point in time, then they go through a screening process where we now determine who is due for the awards. And to break it all down today is an internal interview that we're having today. I'll be talking to the president of Afrocentric Television, Mr. Van Olasoji. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you for having me
Smile a
again and
little.
again.
This is I'm losing up a little. I know you're always behind the camera, making sure everything is set,
Mm.
everything is good. And I get you people get to see my fine face, right? But yes, this is actually the brain behind most of the things, if not everything that we do here on Afrocentric TV. And it brings me joy anytime I get the opportunity to talk to him on our sets, because it's usually the busiest of us all. However, today he's going to be breaking down, how our events had been in the past and what's coming up, so we get to understand how we can participate and join hands collectively as a community to help, build our community as Africans and African Americans in diaspora. Thank you. So now, Mr. Wale, as we fondly call him.
Mm.
Talk to us. What inspired you to start, these award shows? Because I know it was your brainchild, and you people can see me in the forefront, but no, it's not my brainchild. I function but as a vice president, of course, that's my duty. Where I step in where he's not, and then he's usually behind the. And I'm saying this just so you have an understanding of how this whole thing is structured. Um, so being your brainchild, what inspired you to start, doing these award shows?
Firstly, we have to understand the foundation from where we started from. We are a media outfit that focuses on community. So, um, the essence of what we do is basically provide information to people in our community, resources, and access, to a lot of things, which as an underserved community, you know, which the diaspora is, we have to provide that opportunity for each and every one of us to be able to thrive and attain happiness like the American dream, requires us to. So, um, based on the fact that from where we come from, you know, things are usually not ideal, so
Mm,
we bring that mindset over here. And if we don't um, change that perspective, we tend to always want to remain in that mindset, even where you have opportunity for liberation. So this is where the media as a tool for community development comes to play a major role, whereby you enlighten, you empower, and then you envision the people so that they can
right.
attain, their very best. So, having said that, that's the foundation.
Foundation.
So, in all of these things, when people are empowered, when they are liberated, and when they have opportunity to, achieve a lot, there has to be a mechanism where you use to um, appreciate, you know, the efforts that
That
they
they are
put,
putting.
especially when it comes to community building, because that's what this is all about. We can all individually um, achieve in our own little space, but the significance of that achievement is community based. So, because one person cannot make a crowd, a tree cannot make a forest. It has to be a collective effort. So, which is where Afrocentric comes in pulling all the resources within the community together so we can, achieve and attain, the goals that we have laid before us.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So pulling those resources, like you said, takes a whole lot. It does take a lot. It's draining.
Mm.
It's We don't get the responses that we naturally should get or expected to get from our community.
Mm.
But then we keep striving, we keep doing it, we keep promoting their efforts, and the funny thing is, the mainstream media are seeing it, because
Mm.
I can reference to a few pointers where they used, info from whatever it is we had done in our community,
Generated,
and
yeah.
and then they use it as, a means to communicate to the world.
People, yeah.
Um, how do you think we can get our people more involved? Not necessarily with Afrocentric television, but to support other small businesses, which is what I think Afrocentric television is doing. Those that are making impact in our community, to encourage them to do better.
Mm.
And what we do also, it requires a whole lot of money. We need more hands. We need more involvement, community involvement. more support financially, morally, emotionally, just name it, to for them to be out to support. What do you think members of our communities can do to support what we are doing in the community to help themselves grow?
Yeah, I want to believe it starts from one single thing because we're in the information age right now, and it's information that keeps people abreast. It information that keep people on top. So it's what you know. So we need to engage in information dissemination where we because if you don't know, you don't know.
Mm.
So we start from that, enlightening people, educating people through communication, you know. So once you know, half of the problem is solved. So the rest is now left for you to now look for ways where you can help that information, achieve its purpose,
Mm.
So firstly, we have to enlighten them. This is the significance of you playing a role in a community. Just like if you come down to the family is a kind of smallest community that we have.
It is.
So you have the father, you have the
Mother
mother,
and the
and then you
children.
have children. Each one has their roles, and they have to fit into those roles for that community to thrive. So the same way, we have to make them understand their roles in the community, businesses, individuals, organizations, and institutions. And I'm so glad that we have been able to do that, gradually with the award. It's it's a means where you know, um, we co-opt all the people within the community together to see a common goal that united we will always stand.
Mm.
So the for instance, with the first award we did, which
That
was
was the
eva,
Eva. Mm.
yeah, it pulled several people together because the award focused on different walks of life within our community. Everybody was
Yeah, I
involved, no
remember
matter
even
how
the mayors from different cities in
cities,
the
yeah.
Houston area. You know, we have the mayors from the Houston metro area itself. We have mayors from Stafford, or
Mm-hmm.
a rep came
Missouri
from Missouri
City, yeah,
City,
different places and all that.
Katy. And
Yeah.
and it's amazing. And Richmond, it's amazing how,
Mm.
and Sugarland. You know, those
Mm-hmm.
places that you probably don't know they have the existing mayor, because the mayor of Houston
Yeah.
plays a significant role,
Role,
and
yeah.
that's because Houston covers the majority of Harris County
Mm-hmm.
as well. So and there's Fort Bend. We are two largest
Mm-hmm.
in this area. Um, they were able to come out, and you were able. When I say you, I mean Afrocentric Television. I'm one of them. Were able to pull all of these people together in one room to
Mm-hmm.
understand that this is what we do,
Mm-hmm.
and to an extent that even the federal government is starting to recognize that now.
Mm-hmm.
Because I noticed the difference between the one we had last year or 2 years ago. Last year, was it 2 years ago?
Yeah, 2 years ago,
Last year,
2022.
and then this year is different. This
Mm.
year we have the presidential the mandate to
Volunteer Service
honor
Award.
people that are
Yeah.
done exceedingly well in our community, and that's a
Through
mandate
volunteerism, yeah.
given to
Mm-hmm.
Afrocentric Television,
Mm.
and that's how I know we are doing something significant. For
Mm.
the president to recognize that and give you a mandate to do that, to present
Mm-hmm.
on behalf of the United States
Yeah.
and the White House.
Yeah,
You
this
know,
actually started during, I think it was during uh, President Bush. I think that was when they started, the initiative where
oh,
they
okay.
encouraged people to do. Was it Bush? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think so. To do voluntary services, because America believes in voluntary service as a way of growing the community. So they believe once you support things, you support initiatives and all that. So that's a way of you contributing to the greatness of America. So that's why they started that initiative.
So the last year Ahed Award, we just talked about the EVA now, but the Ahed Award last year, I mean the last one, not
Last
last year,
one, yeah,
but this
this year.
last one in May, was a huge success. Thank God, thanks to the sponsors, thanks to the volunteers, thanks to the planning committee, thanks to the awardees or the honorees rather as well. But now, can you tell us how we can make the, from lesson learned from that one, how we can make the eva that is coming up in October, how we can make it better.
Okay, so before I do that, I just want to say that the last Ahead Awards was very, very significant for us because as a media outfit, it was the first time that we were able to bring um, majority of the organizations that are community oriented, especially diaspora community, together. We had over 30 organizations under one roof. This has never happened before. So, because, like Africans, different organizations, they stand on their own. There hasn't been any, meeting point for all of them to come together, to see what each one is doing in their own little way. So the Ahead Award was, an opportunity for that to happen. And from reports and feedback from most of it, everybody was like, no, this was a great event. They look
And the
forward
turnout
to.
was
Yeah,
awesome.
it was seriously beyond comprehension. That was the first time when an African event, is slated for a particular time. People actually came before.
Yes.
It took us by surprise.
Yes, so we said it was going to start, red carpet was going to start at 5.
5.
People were already there at
4:30.
something.
People were already arriving.
Red
And then the
carpet
ceremony was supposed to start at 6.
6.
The whole place
Was
lobby
already
was
full.
filled up.
Yeah, I remember.
So, and then we now had some technical issues, on our side, which was the first time
That's a
that
glitch,
that was
that would
happening.
happen. Yeah.
So we had to delay, the
For about
event
30
for
30 minutes,
about 40
30,
something
45
minutes.
minutes.
Yeah. So that was the first time that's happening to us, because usually max we 15 minutes delay. That
We're
was the
done. We're
max
ready
that
to
we,
go.
but
Yeah,
this
I'm
time
glad this
around
happened though. It's
something came up
beautiful.
unexpectedly, and it threw us behind. But I use this platform to apologize for that.
Yeah.
It's not what we normally do. It was an unforeseen thing, that occurred. So, but we just had to deal with it the way it came. But thank God, most people didn't even notice.
Yeah, or even if they so
yeah,
a few, just the minute number that noticed, they ran with it. They thought it was beautiful anyway, so which was great. Yeah, sincere apologies to you guys. Moving forward, let's talk about this EVA award coming up in October. It requires people to vote.
Yeah.
How can we
nominate first?
To nominate their
First.
What do you call them? Their whoever they want to vote
Yeah,
for.
whoever they feel deserve.
And then from that, from the nomination, then the voting starts, and then the screening period for who gets the award starts. So how do we encourage people to come out to vote?
Okay, so let me just lay the background for the EVA Awards. It is a competitive award as opposed to Ahed, which is a non-competitive. That one is based on selection, is based on our own discretion as Afrocentric, based on what we've seen organizations do in the past. But the EVA is based on what the community decides, because it has nothing to do with us. So it's all about democracy. It's voting.
I know a lot of
so
people
that's
think
what it's all about, because I've heard people feel, oh, we give an award to somebody, but
There
it
are
is
people
what it
voted
is.
for them.
It was a voting process, so
Yeah,
we
the
have to
people voted
respect
for
that.
them, you know.
So
And
that's just what it is. So this is now another opportunity for us or for you out there to make sure you empower your people through information to vote for you and also to vote for other people. So EVA, like I said, stands for excellence, values, and achievement within our community. This time around, it's now opening wider. It's not only focusing on the Africans alone, we're focusing more on the African Americans, Caribbeans, um, Hispanic too, as long as you have stuff, even Caucasians, if you have businesses that Africans patronize, it's open to you. So we're not limiting it to only Africans now. So having said that, the nominations are already open. We opened it on, I think, on the 26th when we had
same
of
day we
May.
had, excuse me, same day we
We
had
had
the
Ahed.
Ahed.
It's open now. So what you can go do is go to the website, which is www.afrocentric with a K tv.com.
So it's one word, afrocentrictv.com.
tv.com. And then you go there and then you vote. So once you vote, of course, you have to enter your email before you can vote, and then you start all the different categories. So we have 4 categories of awards for that. We have the Personalities Award. This focuses on individuals alone in um, different categories within that subcategory, I'll call it. And then we have businesses. So that one has several subcategories too. Then we have organizations. And also we have the institutions, which is where the education, comes in. Education category comes in. So these 4 categories are the major categories we're having. But outside of that, we have the honorary lists, honorary awards,
For
which
life,
we have like
lifetime.
12, it's divided into 12 subcategories too. So, and then this time around, we're also introducing the PVSA, which is the President's Volunteer Service Awards. Also, all our awards will have President's Volunteer Service Awards, maybe for a few people, 4, 5 in every award that we do. But towards by the end of the year, which is in December, there's a day which is called the International Volunteers Day. We also are planning. That's when we now have the major President's Volunteer Service Award. We have several people within the community. This is beyond Africans now. This is just within the greater Houston community. And then, of course, it also involves volunteers with us. That's where we honor all the people who have volunteered with us, and then people who are volunteering in different capacities within the greater Houston metro area. We bring them under one. It's a small event, but we just want to make sure that people are appreciated for volunteering. So, and that's what the PVSA is made for. But we just had to start including that within our own major awards for people to be able to.
So now that voting is open,
Mm.
when does it close? I know because there needs to be a time where it closes, and so we can collate this whole thing and put it on the site so people can get there and to start voting. When does nomination end? Right?
So nomination ends on the 6th of July.
July 6th.
July 6th. That's when the nomination ends. So, but you still have a window to do that now. I know every year we get close to 500,000 hits on our website when it comes to voting and nominating. So this is I'm hoping this year we'll be getting close to 1 million. So because
So
it's growing gradually.
To me, everybody seems to be a winner. Because if you look at it, if your business was if it's very small business and people probably don't know it, nominate yourself. There's
Yeah,
no telling.
nominate yourself.
People
Tell your
can,
families. Let them
yeah,
nominate you. Your friends,
during, so we
customers.
the list of uh organizations, business, individuals, personalities, whatever that's under each those four categories is enormous. We list everybody, so it's out of that people now come out at the second time to vote.
You have almost 40 awards.
When they start
So
voting, that's when the screening starts. During that voting process, it depends on how many is in the category. Some are going to be the voting period. Some selection is going to be based on maybe the first 10, first 7. If it's
7, 5,
five,
5, 7,
in some
basically.
instances,
Mm-hmm.
5 or 7, and then then we go to the screening process. And the screening process has to do with how long you've been in business, what impact you have made in the community with proof, and how you're serving the people around you, and what you personally stand for.
Yeah,
If you're
your
community
values.
oriented, your values. So this is why this award matters to us and matters to the recipients as well, because it tells you how well you are doing, how people perceive you to be. That's why they come out to vote for you. So again, nomination ends on July 6th. And then I will encourage every one of us to get out there, nominate a business, nominate an individual, nominate a personality, nominate an organization, nominate an institution, nominate anything that falls under whatever category that you need to nominate. Please nominate them. Let them, let us project these companies out there so people can see them also and patronize them. Even if you did not win the final award, at least your name is out there as a business, and people can get to know more about you in that regard.
And then if you have not been there before, this is another opportunity for you to come and see, you know, the 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 African community well represented. You know, it's a sight to behold. It's something that and it's an experience that you always look forward to annually. It's like you're at the Grammys, but this time a community Grammy.
It is.
Where I mean, it's just an experience. I just can say beyond that, it's an experience. So if you've not been there, opportunity for you, you have to be there.
Yes,
and this
and
year
it's gonna be
is
in
taking
October.
a bigger shape. Every year it keeps growing. It keeps growing. And I'm so glad the way we've come within 3 years. It's really, I mean, the community. I mean, we usually have because the nominees are about um 250 nominees for the awards, yeah, and then you have them come in pairs. That's about almost 500 people, and then you have
Families
guests,
and friends,
you have
guests,
presenters,
yeah,
you have
all of those. So you're looking at an average of 1,000, people,
700 plus,
on the
actually,
average.
yeah.
So
So it is
and don't
it is
forget the
worthwhile.
website is www.afrocentrik.tv.com. So Afrocentric is spelled AFROCENTRIK TV.com. Right? So please get on there, cast your votes, or nominate, cast your votes, and in due time you will get more information as time goes on. We're still going to do this more and more and more. So when the time gets closer, which is going to be in October, I think the second week in October, October 13th,
Yeah,
precisely.
October 13th, yeah.
So we would have a segment where we'll be talking about the award on a weekly basis. So please do not hesitate to nominate people that you know and to join us also in promoting our community, right? And by the way, so one other thing that is coming up, which I think we should make mention of, maybe on the next segment, on the next episode that we're going to be having, is what I call the Groove Control. It's by DJ Jimmy Jats. That's a veteran DJ, and it's going to be a whole lot of other DJs from all over Atlanta, New York, Dallas. That major cities here in the Houston, and rather in the United States, are going to be represented. Groove Control is going to be by Jimmy Jats. It's going to be at Ava Center. When you're talking about you're enjoying the throwbacks from the 80s, the 90s, and the 2000s, get your tickets. It's on VIPsocio.com and search for Groove Control by Jimmy Jats. So I would round up now by saying, please do not forget to join us every Thursdays and Saturdays for our show here on My Community on Afrocentric TV channel 27.9. And also supporters. You know, it would be nice to support us. We need volunteers for these awards coming up. We need volunteers. We need sponsorships. We need,
Mm.
more hands, and also we need your support, as a community. Do not forget to like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and get on the website, get more information on www.afrocentrictelevision.com. YouTube is a go-to place also. Please click like and subscribe and share the content that matters to you the most. I remain your host, Kolawole Akinmuyiwa, on here My Community on Afrocentric Television channel 27.9. Until next time, please do not forget to do all of that. Love you. Have a good weekend. Thank you. Bye bye.